Good morning, Palisades. Today I'm here with Mrs. Linda Wenhold, one of our newest school board members. Mrs. Wenhold.
Good morning, Xander. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So today we're going to be asking just a few questions about her and her job as a school board member. So what township do you actually represent for?
I represent Springfield Township. Our district is broken into 3 regions, and I am in Springfield.
So what made you have the desire to join the school board?
Oh, you want the abbreviated version? I had not fully engaged in my obligations and duties as a citizen by just casting my vote.
Yep.
And I realized that there was more that was needed, and I have a passion for education and educating others and things, and so this just seemed like a place to go. I initially saw myself as a support person, more in finding someone to run for school board, but I was unable to find anyone at a season in their life that was ready to commit the time that was required for the position. And so I said, well, am I willing to do what I'm asking them to do? And so I said, okay, I'll give it a try. I am a grandmom. I have number 13, who is going to be arriving any day now. And so my concern is for the future, for the future of my children, my grandchildren, my posterity, you guys, and so I just want to try to offer whatever I can contribute to try and influence and make things better for us.
Just a rough estimate. I mean, I know school board's very involved, but how much time per week do you actually put in?
Well, I'm sure that's a very individual thing, but again, I'm not usually comfortable with going in blindly and not knowing what's on the agenda or what's going to be discussed and so forth. So I try to be very thorough in going over all of the issues. If I'm not familiar with some of the issues, then I try to do my own research and look into things. So I can roughly put in 15, 20 hours a week. I'm at a season in life too where I felt like I was able to commit to that. That's
Awesome.
where I say it was difficult to find someone else in a season where they could commit to that, because they are still working full
Well,
time.
exactly.
So
So what made you like Palisades the most out of any other district or anything else?
well, I'll be honest. I've been in the district now for 40 years, and when we moved here, I wasn't really at a season in life where I was concerning myself with education and the school system. So I actually had relatives who came from, so my roots are from this area, and my husband and I just decided to build our home here, and so this is where we are.
Awesome. How do you see your role as a school board member in connecting the community and our schools together?
Well, to be honest, I would actually like to see more of that happening. I really do find it amazing that folks, but see, we live in such an age where everybody is so busy with all kinds of activities, and it's hard for them to find time for things, but I would actually like to see more community involvement. So to close out on that last question, I've just recently tried to put to memory a quote that an individual that I follow has said. His name's Rick Green, and he says, "Tough times create tough men. Tough men create soft times. Soft times create soft men, and soft men create hard times." And then, of course, it cycles around again.
In high school, what was your favorite subject or something that you felt passionate about?
Oh, that is a tough question, too. I would say at that time in my life, I probably enjoyed math the most. But I also enjoy music and was involved in the music programs at school and some sports and things. But Yeah, probably at the time in school days, it would have been the math programs and music.
Were you involved in any clubs or sports or anything extracurricular, whether it's now or in high school?
Yeah, if I think back, not to really draw this out, but as I think back, I'm a triplet.
Okay.
So when I was in school, when we were in the elementary school, the first early years, all three of us were in the same class, and then eventually we wound up being split up, and we didn't have any classes together. But there was a time, even in the elementary schools, when my sisters and I would ask to help create a program, and again, some of it around the music field, and we would put together a music presentation to give to the student body or to the classroom and things like that. As we got older in the middle school years, back in our day, it was actually called junior high.
Yep.
We did get involved with the sports programs and with the music programs, and then when we got to the high school, my identical twin and I got involved with the marching band.
Okay.
And so we did the marching band, but we had part-time jobs after school, so the sports kind of drifted away.
What do you like to do now when you're not doing anything school board related or anything activity related?
Well, I actually am very passionate about education,
Yep.
and so I've actually gotten involved with being a Constitution coach, and so I hold Constitution classes and offer it to citizens in various places, mostly in Hellertown area, and actually one over here in Ottsville area, and we try to get folks reconnected to our founding documents and teach them about the Constitution.